So right now, what we're looking at here with the prices, I was talking about this on my previous video on that recovery, but I still do believe 8Z2 is coming, or 8Z2200, right? So it is about to recover, but I think that recovery might be followed by another drop. Like we might get rejected at 8Z30 if we try to get back above it again and end up pulling back down to 8Z2200. So this is what I'm pretty much waiting for. I'm waiting for 8Z2200 to come back again, because eventually if we see 8Z2, that's going to be a very, very, very good buying opportunity. And that is exactly where I'm trying to buy Baby Doge at right now. So that's why I still say that I do believe it's going to continue to pull back a little bit harder. If you look over here at the 15-minute chart, we pulled all the way back to 8Z2500. But notice how the momentum wave bands here are actually still pulling back. The momentum wave bands are actually still on a downward trend here. So even if the price is going to continue to rise and get up here to the resistance bands, we still also have the Fibonacci up here at AZ30 as well. Well, AZ30, AZ30 58. So I'm still expecting it to continue to go down. So that's why I'm really like cautious right now. I'm not buying any here, not buying any here. I'm really waiting for it to continue to go down so I can either at 8Z2200 or 8Z2. But because if you think about it, like let's say you put like $1,000 right now inside at 8Z2200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, first let's say 2800, right? You're only getting 357 billion Baby Doge, right? At 8Z2800. But if you then take the same 1,000 and do it at 22, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 22, then you have 454 billion. Then if you wait a little bit longer, and then let's go ahead and do 1,000 divided by 8Z2, then we get 500 billion. So 500 billion here at 8Z2, and then 8Z22, 454 billion. So you might not think that that's a big difference, but when I look at this, I'm thinking like 46. What can you get with 46 billion? Like, let's say we have 46 billion, because that's the difference between 2200 and 22. And you can multiply that by 8Z6, because that's where we were before. That's a $276 difference. Now, it might not look like that big of a difference, which it really is not that big of a difference. But still, that's $276 as you did not have before. So yeah, I think it's still a significant difference. I don't know. I'm waiting for it because I'm going to put a little bit more than 1,000 in there. I was mentioning I want to do 5, but we'll see. But yeah, 5 at 22 is 2.272 trillion, or 2.272 trillion compared to 5 at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 million, billion, trillion, 5. Yeah, so that's a little bit more, give or take. But yeah, it's still a significant difference. But yeah, prices though, looking good. We're having a recovery here with Baby Doge. So soon we should see some good numbers. So I want to see what you guys are holding. Let me know how much you guys are holding, and I'm going to calculate it for you guys, what you guys would get at certain prices. Then I'll also calculate for you guys like where if you bought at this price or that price, how much you would get out of that. So yeah, let me know inside the comments there in the chat. But yeah, gas fees are high for Baby Doge. Not necessarily, especially not on Solana. But let's continue to do some more brainstorming here with Baby Doge, because just like you can buy a lot at this given point here, like always down at AZ2200. Imagine when we get back up to the previous all-time high, which is 8Z6600, what you could get, right? So let's just say you took and bought $1,000 here at 8Z2. So 1,000 all the way down at 8Z2. 8Z2, that's 500 billion, which might not seem like a lot, but if you take that same 1,000, which is your 500 billion, and multiply it by 8Z6600, which is our all-time high, then your 2,000 then goes to 3,300. So $1,300. It might not seem like a lot, but it's still a good amount. And then if you start putting more and more and more in, then that's when you start seeing more coming back. So like I said, if I were to put 5,000 in at 8Z2, then 2.5 trillion multiplied by 8Z6600, which was the peak, 16.5K. So that's a lot. Yeah. So that's pretty much going all the way down from here, 22, or from 2 all the way upwards. So the more you put in, the more you're gonna get back out of it. And that's just how crypto goes. The more you put in, the more you get out of it. Now, so not everyone has a lot to put in. Some people, like say you had like $100, you're not really gonna make much on it. So let's say you only had 100 to put in. I think that's AZ4. Yeah, let's say you only had 100 to put in at AZ2, which is 50, about 50 billion. Then at 8Z 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8Z66, that would be 330. So it's still more than what you would have had. Deco says 18.7 trillion. Crypto JV says and more to lose. Yeah, that's definitely true. Do you mean how much you would have with 18.7 trillion? Or like how much you would have if you put it in at 8Z2, or if you sold it at, like how much you would have if you bought at 8Z2, or how much would you have if you sold it at 8Z6? So yeah, that's a good question right there. I will buy more as well. So yeah, I'm still looking to get in at 8Z2. That's my target price. So definitely going to get in some levels there, some prices. But it's only a matter of time here for Baby Doge. But yeah. So one thing you could also think about, another strategy, like dollar cost averaging is probably the best strategy, right? You buy, you hold. Some people bought all the way at the top. So if you bought at the top, you would want to buy it closer here at the bottom to the support. Then you could just dollar cost average more further there at the top. So that's probably the best strategy. Another strategy that you could take is, instead of dollar cost averaging, you could just wait till it gets back up there, and then you can try to break even or sell a little bit higher. But then, then you're not really gonna. I don't know. There's just no motivation doing it that way for me personally. But it's all up to you. So yeah, that's one thing. And then looking over here at Bitcoin. So let's move on to Bitcoin. One thing that I'm looking at right now with Bitcoin, like I was mentioning on the previous video, talking about how it could pull back to 73K. That is at the middle range of the support bands for our momentum wave bands. So right here around this area here. So that's a good level to wait for Bitcoin to go down to. But mind you, remember with Bitcoin, like once that money flows out of Bitcoin, it's going to start flowing into altcoin. So it really doesn't matter if Bitcoin takes a big drop to 73K. It does not matter much if Bitcoin takes a huge drop to 73K. If it does, then eventually it's going to end up recovering. But then a lot of that money is going to go ahead and end up flowing into the other altcoins and meme coins. So in a way, it's actually a good thing if we see Bitcoin dropping. I would actually be pretty happy if we see it dropping to 73K. Now, if it does drop to 73K, we'll more than likely end up seeing Baby Doge drop to 8Z15. Like it's going to be low 8Z15, 8Z1. Like it'll drop low if Bitcoin goes down to 73K. So that's something you would want to pay attention for. But it would be a good thing because in the long run, you would end up seeing that money flowing into altcoins and meme coins. So in the long run, it would be a good thing. So it is what it is. So we got that. And as for everything else with Baby Doge, 7% down in the last 24 hours. Not too bad, right? 7% down. And then for the rest of the crypto market, you're seeing a lot of a lot of negative prices here. A lot of negative prices. We're seeing a lot of drops inside the market, but overall, still a good thing. Pullbacks are always good and healthy. Is the first, well, not the first, but it is one of the bigger pullbacks that we've seen for this market cycle. So it's always nice to know where you are in the cycles. We've already seen a big pullback with Bitcoin when it went from its peak pretty much all the way up there at 108K, and it went all the way down here to about 92K. So that was the big major drop. And now you can kind of see we tried to get back up there, but we got rejected trying to get above 102K. And now we had another major drop. But notice how we are stopping before that support. So that's a good thing. It's a good signal showing that we do still have our supports. It's still holding. It's still not completely bearish in my opinion. Like we could have some more, juice left in the tank, more gas left in the tank for Bitcoin to continue to go up. So I think that, Bitcoin going back is still not necessarily a bad thing. Like this is just a buying opportunity for institutional investors, retail traders, if they want to get in. Now they have an opportunity to get in lower. This is definitely presenting a lot of good opportunities for people out there. So it's not necessarily a bad thing that Bitcoin dropped as low as it did. But, like I was saying before, I do think it's going to go down a little bit more. If it does go down a little more, we're going to see that equilibrium price point around 80K. Like if it breaks 90K, that would probably be the next support that we got to watch out for. Like 80K before it drops a little bit lower down to 73. So it's I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear Bitcoin going down to 80K, but it's always something you got to have in the back of your mind. Probably is not going to end up happening, though, to be honest. It might just end up recovering. Like if let's say it goes down to 90K, hitting that support at 90 and then just end up recovering. So that's what a lot of people are hoping for, but you really can't just go off hope. So it may or may not do that, but we'll have to watch out for that. We'll have to pay attention to it. But let's go back over Baby Doge. So talking about some Baby Doge stuff here. Our holders for Baby Doge is at 1,879,196 holders. Almost at 1.88 million holders. So holders are doing good for Solana. Solana's almost at 8K holders. So we're still seeing good numbers there with Solana. And then we also have them doing this competition here. They're giving out like $500, I think. So all is well there. They got the little chef emoji, I guess, because they're cooking. But yeah, lots of good stuff going on. They haven't really been doing anything new, like as in updates for Baby Doge. But yeah, I don't know. I guess because it's the new year, they're probably like chilling with family or something, doing something. But yeah, they're definitely not dropping nothing right now. Maybe they're preparing to drop some stuff, but as of right now, they haven't really dropped anything worthwhile. So we'll be waiting for that. And I know that's what a lot of people are waiting for.